Okay, I'm filming again by pointing at the screen, and today we are reacting to this video from Old English to Modern American English in one monologue by Simon Roper. And I actually watched a couple minutes of this. It's about a 10-minute video. I'm going to rewind to the beginning and we'll listen to it again, and hopefully this time my cats will not keep being super noisy in the background. Okay, here we go.
Before I do anything else, I'm going to play this reconstruction first without any subtitles or notes. It's about 3 minutes long. It starts with reconstructed English as spoken in about 450 AD or thereabouts, and every few sentences it progresses forward a little bit until eventually we have modern English. And I'd be very interested to hear in the comments when you start being able to understand
girl.
things.
No, stop it.
I kemrebur, I haldu, skepu, swinu, alpehu, nakoi, I quat, man niskebur, I renekoi nekabje, koi sindi pelhu.
Okay, so I just wanted to pause for a moment and give my background as an English speaker. So I am an American. I was born in America. I'm a white person. I've always spoke American English. I do have some language difficulties that you'll hear from time to time, but the cause of that is brain damage. And it is not from not speaking English as a native language or anything like that. So this is a native English speaker with a little bit of brain damage induced language difficulties, but not very much. Not very much. So that is my perspective here. Okay, so let me restart it.
Man magfas Fabian, a koi sindi felku. If it's na happy koi, neze. Stjepu bildi nawicht. Jebor. Somewhere halde de reuze, Elias nawicht. Sov liceane rosu. It was civil days a his reuze sturul. Him were on all for dagas grill. Ekich reus hebbe, between tham huse on tham felde. Gliodan och maneros. Neze, chicken enorm.
Okay, so that was the first word I understood of all of this chicken, and it's around the year 800 in the monologue. So I'm just going to hit the back arrow to go back 5 seconds and then restart it again. I heard chicken! Okay, that's what I understood.
Neze, chicken enorm. Glioda is loud fool.
Loud fool.
Rösnumman. No key, no shape, no gat.
No shape?
It is long-winded.
It is long-winded.
The grund is called. The cat is föds in diesel. That trö is that.
The cat is furred in diesel? I don't know. Okay. I'm going to go back 5 seconds again. Okay, there we go.
The cat is föds in diesel. That trö is dead on jerde. The rook is forleden or netoon. We hebben brand in the water.
The rock is forlorn and tune. The Brent is in the water. I don't know. Okay, so let's keep going.
Hebben jet wolle. We hebben on God hoes. We hebben money failed us.
We have been, money failed us. Okay, money has failed you. I guess you're poor. Okay, so let's keep going.
It was born in acetate.
It was boring and acid-tade. Okay.
No wolle kalle dat nicht.
No wool in the calendar. Okay, I'm getting this really wrong, I'm sure.
I guess we're insane.
I guess we're insane. Let me go back 5 seconds again because I'm interrupting this too much so I can hear it smoothly. Okay, let's go.
No, Ole kalle dat nicht. I guess we're insane. Only fed above. No God or the shape or the coup was sane.
No gold for the shape of the coup was insane. I don't know. Okay. Wait, is he saying coop? As in chicken coop? Is all this about chickens? Maybe he's saying coop is in chicken coop and it's all about chickens. Yeah. Let's try again.
Above. No God or the shape or the coup was sane. He would say, shape, chickens, grass, torn the land, here and all in the nicht.
Chickens and grass torn the land. So it sounds like the chickens are scratching up the grass and destroying your lawn. That's what it sounds like. Okay. I'm going to go back 5 seconds again. Let's go forward.
Chickens, grass, torn the land, here and all in the nicht. Lloyd travelled far. He lived now on a farm.
Lloyd traveled far and knows no one afar. Okay, not quite sure. Okay, let's go forward again.
Sheep and goats in a small house beside a field.
Sheep and goats in a small house beside a field. That is the first full sentence that I understood the whole sentence, and it didn't sound like a nonsense sentence either. It sounded like, okay, so 1600 is when I'm starting to understand this, like, as far as a sentence and not just picking out some words.
The farm brings me great joy, although it is hard. The goats, the chickens, the geese, the hawks flying overhead. Even the mice that get into the farmhouse, the ones that chew at the cloth. They made. Okay,
so I'm now in the point where I'm understanding absolutely everything, and the way the words are put together does sound a little bit old-fashioned, but it sounds entirely understandable, and there's nothing particularly weird about it, just a little bit old-fashioned, like, you know, reading in an old book, like, you know, the original Sherlock Holmes stories, that kind of language. It kind of sounds like that.
Chew at the cloth if it pleases them, but I can get new clothes. I have all the hot coffee I need, friends I didn't have back in New York, fresh air, and that's why I decided to farm, because the city's no place for me to live, no place at all. Hello again. My name's Simon. I've been making these videos for a few years now. I'm addressing a wider audience here because these videos always seem to get more views than my normal ones.
Well, I think this is a particularly interesting type of video. So there's a lot of languages that don't have as long of a you know, a known history of their writing and pronunciation as English does. There's a lot of them that don't have that, so you can't go back and see how it was ages ago. I mean, there's some that have much longer, you know, like Greek, but there's plenty of them that have much shorter than English has. So it's something that can't be done. You know, there's a lot of native speakers that they can't go that far back in their native language and have a monologue like this constructed for them. So this is a really interesting thing to know how it changed. And let's hear what he has to say. So, oh, wait, I should show you. So right now we're 3 minutes and 30 seconds into here. Okay, let's go.
And I'm very interested in the natural reality of how things were in the past. And in fact, me and some colleagues are nearly finished with the first few episodes of a web series on that subject, which will be released soon. And shameless self-plug, I also dialect coach on larger indie films sometimes. So if anyone has a project they'd like to discuss, I'll put my professional email address in the description. One of the things I've been interested in recently is how the brain's social machinery for dealing with modern accents can kind of fall apart when we listen to unfamiliar historical accents, whether that be reconstructions like I'm presenting in this video, or old dialect recordings of people speaking in their natural accents. I think that hearing the gradual...
Yeah, I remember one of the college courses I had, there was, I think there was like 2 or 3 classes where they just focused on different varieties of American English, including stuff that was really weird, like, you know, the Cajun, which is, you know, pretty much American French rather than American English, and stuff like that, that's really hard for other people to understand. So even inside America, there's a whole bunch of different things. And I remember, so I've got a bunch of, be quiet, Tuxedo Girl, don't whine. No whine. Okay. And she wants the window to be opened, but it's not quite warm enough for that. It's the winter time. Okay, so yeah, I've got actually a lot of, well, not so much anymore because they have passed away, but I had, when I was younger, a lot of older hillbilly from the mountains of Kentucky. And then my husband had his relatives, some of them from the mountains of Virginia, and the various hillbilly accents you hear in the old people, they're really interesting. It's like so close to modern English, but there's this way that they would put things, different ways of arranging the words, and entire words themselves that were different. It's really interesting to hear. And we don't have most of those people with us anymore in our family, mine and my husband's family.
Progression of accents, as in the reconstruction, might make it easier to imagine how accents naturally and organically diversify and branch off from each other, rather than just assuming that they kind of grow out of the soil in whatever place they happen to be spoken. An important disclaimer is that the first few hundred years of this reconstruction are in Old English, and I am a pronunciation specialist, not a grammar specialist, and so whenever I try and compose things in Old English, there are always things like some case ending I've got wrong, or some grammatical mood that I've got wrong, or something. In this case, I've poured through the whole thing and tried to make sure every grammatical case is right, every choice is justified. Wherever there was a sentence construction I wasn't sure about, I checked with the Bosworth-Toller dictionary online to try and make sure that there was a parallel sentence construction attested in Old English. But it's, completely possible I've made some mistakes in the grammar, which I'd be very open to corrections on. So don't attempt to use this as an Old English learning resource. If you do want an actual Old English learning resource, I'd highly recommend Dr. Colin Gorry's book, which he released fairly recently, and also his YouTube channel while you're at it. I'd also point out that the earliest few of these sound changes happened before there was any substantial writing in Old English, and so we have a good idea of what order they must have happened in, because some of them are interdependent on each other and rely on each other having already happened. But we don't know exactly what years they happened in, or centuries they happened in, so,
Yeah, see, even a language that's as heavily documented as the English language has stuff that we don't know about it. Like the way that, written English just completely disappeared in England for a little while, replaced by French, because the aristocracy was all speaking French at that time. And then it came back afterwards. And you know, if the English had actually completely disappeared during that time, we wouldn't have English speakers today. But as far as we had evidence for it, it seemed to completely disappear. And so there's lots of weird things like that about the English language that have happened.
We can tell what order they happened in, but we can't necessarily staple that order onto an actual timeline. So if there are any specialists in prehistoric Old English in the comments, I'd be very interested to hear where I might have got certain things wrong or where interpretation might differ. You'll have a subtitle in modern English, a subtitle in the stage of English that we're on at any given moment, a transcription in IPA, the International Phonetic Alphabet, which will be a fit.
Okay, so he's gonna go on, let's see, he's rambling a lot. You can watch this video yourself, I'll have the link in the description, but I think probably we're gonna go, okay, so this looks like this is the place to go to the actual thing. Okay, so let's go to the actual thing again, and this time it'll have the explanations. Okay, so let's go.
So without further ado, here it is again. I kemrebor, I chaldu, skepu, swinu, aulpehu, na koi, I kwaat, man niskebor i vrine koine kabje. Koi sindi pelku, skepu swinu, rate kikinu, man merfas chabian, a koi sindi pelku.
Oh wow, it's got the full explanation and everything.
Neze, skepu bildi nawicht, jebor. Somewhere halde de reusi, elies nawicht, sod liceane rosu. It was civil days a his reusi sturun. Imwer on all thought that was grim. Ekich rös hebbe, between them huse on them felde. Glioda no maneros. Neze, chicken enom. Ach, glioda is loud fool.
Oh, a kite is allowed full?
No key, no shape, no gat. It is long winter. The ground is cold.
The long winter, the ground is cold. I can understand this. Oh, Tuxedo Girl. Why? Tuxedo Girl. You're too noisy in my video, Tuxedo Girl. Come on. I'm not going to open the window. I'm not going to. It's too cold.
It was born in a city. No, Ule kalle dat nicht. Geese were insane, only fell above.
Oh, the geese were insane as the geese were far above.
He would say, shape, chickens, grass, turn the land, here and all in the nicht. Law I travelled far.
You are so
sheep and goats.
So trying hard to get the window open. Why are you trying so hard?
Joy, although it is hard.
It is hard, isn't it? It's hard when the window isn't opened.
Hawks flying overhead. Even the mice that get into the farmhouse, the ones that chew at the cloth, they may chew at the cloth if it pleases them.
It's 1800, it's getting close to 1900. Yeah, this is in the I can understand everything area.
Friends I didn't have back in New York. Fresh air. Yeah. And that's why I decided to farm. Because the city's no place for me to live. No place at all.
Okay, well that's to the end of the monologue now, and the end of the video. So that was interesting, and we love the kitty girl. We love the kitty girl even though she's noisy. Okay, well see you again later.